I want to get a start on a project for my friend Jim, who appears in some of the videos helping me out with the boat. All right, this is Jim.
Is this all in one piece? Hey! Cheers.
Totally crazy and try to launch this thing.
Safety first.
And he's got a beautiful little area at his house, sort of a sunken area, cathedral ceilings, big open room, and down in that sunken area is a round table. And he'd like a replacement for that round tabletop, and I thought of these. I've had a number of these slabs with this beautiful burl where there was a branch coming off of this walnut tree. And I've made some projects out of these. This is the last two, and I think it'd be really cool to join these and get a circle that incorporates the burls. So we'll start by cutting these two off, leaving some reasonable slop for where the curves actually go, and working two straight edges that together will get the maximum of those burl areas inside the circle that we can. So first order of business, estimate where the circle might land. 35s are max diameter. To be safe, we'll start with 36. And that should be safe, at least, to get these to more manageable sizes. We'll start by getting to the visible edge of the sapwood. It'd be nice if those two borders look identical where they meet. And we've got some bowing. Let's get her through the joiner, see what that does. Good enough. Go toward the minimum dimension Jim gave me. I want to make sure the edge of the biscuit outermost is not going to show. Optimally, the main two clamps would be about this far apart from the center line, which I've drawn with a square here. And that means I think I need to carve little flat notches for purchase for the clamps. Good sign. All in all, I'm seeing glue coming out all the way across here. I was worried I'd have to engineer some kind of clamp out here toward the edge, but I don't think so. I think that's decently tight out on the edges. Kind of twist. It really takes a plunge out there. But I think it's better to just get the whole thing glued and then step back and say, what are we up against to get this all leveled out? Starting with 15/16 width on these boards. So hopefully won't have to get to a net any less than like 3/4. A lot of curve there. That leveling, since I don't have a big fancy sanding planer to accommodate this, the good news is that way it's a pretty decent shape. This way, not so much, but I think I can do. This piece is slightly thicker than that piece anyway, so I slowly work off the top of the curve here and flatten the edge there. Ooh, that's a lot of sawdust. Getting close. Big scratches out. Pretty close to flat. I feel lots of lumpiness, but I think at this point we can go ahead and make the decision about exactly how to cut it out, and that way I can also start working the visible thickness of the edge from both sides to make that even. I cannot wait to see the finish hit this thing. Yes, 34.5 will get us right to the edge of that sapwood. Just, and the grain's angling that way, so I think we're good on that. Now I would love to use my bandsaw, but I don't have a convenient table for something this big. A little high over there, but I think not worth my time chopping it off. Spent some time with a card scraper, and there's still a few little fluctuations, so I have to spend some more time with a card scraper, I think, and then finish sand. But this edge is looking good. I think the next step is to get an even thickness to be able to visualize the variations. Ooh, there's a thick spot. This is a little less even than I thought. Got some work to do on the back side, but with the front face, top face now in the good enough zone, that's our reference, and we'll work to that. We're in the good enough zone to go ahead and put the finish shape on the edge. And what I want to do is get the biggest round over I can and just kind of get a very slight continuous curve, not an actual round over the corner. Always best to test first. Basic idea, and then we'll clean it up with 80 grit orbital. Okay, went through 100 grit finish sand, the edge, the reachable underside. I think this will do it. Ready it for urethane. 220. Awesome friends and neighbors. neighbors. Happy Thanksgiving. Book-matched bits of the walnut burl, where there was a big branch coming out the side of the tree, and so the tree grows extra strong grain. Look at that.
Look how pretty, guys.
See how it just starts coming to light?
It's almost like
Shimmery
iridescent.
stuff, yeah.
So shimmery.
When it shimmers, that means it's wet.
Well, it's going to look like that even when it's dry. That's the nice thing.
Cool. Good enough. It's cool. However,
It looks like a table.
That's what it's going to be.
Very cool, Pop.
I'm glad you came and looked. That's pretty fun. Symmetrical burl. We'll get epoxy putty in those nuts. Get a good sand. One more good coat, maybe two. All right, we got one coat on. Love how it's looking. 15-minute epoxy with fine dust. Coat number 2. This. And this is where I did the epoxy putty. And here, I guess, kind of flash dried. Epoxy, when it cures, has chemical amine blush on the surface, which can cause urethane to never harden. But that's not what happened here. On big coats, like when I built the boats, I learned the hard way, finishing a rudder one time, and looked it up. And you take water and Scotch-Brite and take that chemical off, and then the urethane will cure. And I've never done that on these little 15-minute epoxy putty patches before. So hopefully, I'll clean it with water and Scotch-Brite just in case, and mineral spirits in, denatured alcohol, give it a 220 very light sanding, and go for what I hope will be the final coat. Please cover nicely. So far so good on those flash points, but it took a little while on the other coat for them to start showing problems. Another project wrapping up, shadow box. But there it is. This is not its final home. We just got it out here waiting for Jim to link up with me out in the shop. We'll put the legs on it that he's got for his current table, but for now it almost fits our coffee table. And I am finally happy with the finish, as well as how that all came together. Really fun. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with the final couple of coats of finish. I put.
Looks like a feather.
I love when the light hits the stuff.
One of those, the picture just looked like waves going through it. It was
Yeah.
like, that is just awesome.
I think what I did different this time is I took some denatured alcohol and tried to clean it up. Just get
Like
some
clean out the hole beforehand.
just around the edge to make it easier to sand once it's all set. So I sanded it all off, hit it with another coat of urethane, and this
Looks like it
stuff
belongs right there.
just bleached like it wouldn't gloss.
Oh.
So I was thinking I was going to strip it all the way back down and start over, but I kept one coat out. I probably got 7 coats on there.
You can't tell.
Deb likes her glass table. It just happened to be the
I was
right
just gonna say,
diameter.
did Deb say, oh, I would like that top?
Yeah, really, I think that top looks a whole lot better than that.
So that's a good home for those 2 bits of wood.
Those are going into a,
Is it a blind nut or something? Let's see what we got.
It's got little sets.
little blind nut type thing.
not using
So we
those.
can't do that.
We're not using them. We could, but that's a hell of a lot more effort.
1/4.
So we need to be at 1.5 or something. That's getting close.
Really close. That'll pop right through there.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
pretty damn close right there.
put your good eye on it.
I had that patch on while my face was 5/8 inch strong. It's actually a little under 3/4. 3/8. It really should be fine. Makes me nervous. People don't seem to like the general woodworking videos as much as like, you know, building boats,
stuff.
freezing sailing, but I just thought this is such a fun couple of pieces of wood. I'll try to make a video. That's
Solid as serious.
Perfecto. See what she looks like right side up. No protrusion.
Perfecto.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's when the light's coming from behind that burl. I just,
So nice.
so much fun.